Discovering Celebrities, hosted by Cristina Yalos. This show is to let you to get to know celebrities more deeply. We have interviewed many famous people who maybe you follow on social media or have seen on TV or books. This is a space where people can feel free to express themselves and talk about anything they would like. In this special edition, we have a new guest. With you, ladies and gentlemen, and Francis. You may have heard of him from the book The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nightstand. And he also, Christopher's, who is the main character, father. The agenda for today is first part, Ed Francis Bone, people call him Ed, will introduce himself. Second part, we will ask questions that we have made for him. Third part, the audience will ask him questions. Fourth part, that follow. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day, a great night, or a great evening. How are you, Mrs. Francis?
Hi everyone, I'm fine. Well, I'm currently going through a difficult situation, but I'm okay.
Okay, let's start. Can you tell us about yourself, sir?
Well, you may all know me because of being Christopher's father. I used to live with his mother, but she left the house. I love my son and I try to give him the best care I can, but I recognize I make plenty of mistakes. I work a lot as well.
Great. Now we're going to start with the questions. Question number 1. If you could go to the past, what will you change with the relationship with your kid?
I would definitely have been more loving and would have tried to build a stronger relationship between us and improve our communication. If I could, I would have avoided lying to him about his mother's death.
Question number 2. You wish you had a better relationship with your ex-wife?
I wish, but when we were together, getting along was pretty hard. She was impatient and sometimes I was rude and no longer listened to her. All of these caused us to argue a lot and distance ourselves. I would change those aspects of my character if I had another opportunity to do so for the good of our son.
Question number 3. Will you have preferred to raise your kid alone as you did, or to have your wife as support?
Raising Christopher alone has been difficult and even tiring. I wish I had my wife besides me to share that obligation as parents, but at the same time, it has brought benefits since our son no longer needs to endure seeing the two of us fighting. I don't need to consult his mother on whether to do this or to say that regarding Christopher. Now the decisions are left to my criteria alone, but that has left me with many more responsibilities.
Question number 4. Do you think that when you told Christopher that you killed Wellington was the best time for doing it? Or would you prefer to have done it in another day? On another day, sorry.
I think I should have waited more. It wasn't the correct time to do it since Christopher was sick and more or less unconscious. Plus, he had recently discovered many new and shocking news at the same time, including the letters of his mother, and it was understandable that he could not assimilate it well.
Question number 5. Raising a child with autism is hard, and doing it alone, I can't imagine. Therefore, what will you say is the hardest part of raising a child with that condition and doing it alone?
The hardest part for me is to comprehend him and his feelings. Sometimes I am tempted to act aggressively because it is easy to lose patience. Preparing his food with all the exact colors and details he likes and making sure he doesn't get into trouble is also difficult. Showing him that I love him is also complicated since he doesn't like physical affection, nor does he understand verbal communication much. Having long conversation is hard, too. Doing it alone is not easy because all the responsibility and care of him remains solely to me. I don't have many people who can support me, nor can I distribute the work with.
Question number 6. Would you like to clear things up with your ex-wife?
I would like to. I think we both would say sorry to each other and at least establish what we are going to do regarding our son. But only to clarify things, otherwise, we would fight again.
Thank you, Lord, for your answers. Now we would like to ask you some questions that the audience asked on social media. Let's start. The next question says, do you regret lying to Chris?
I do. It was very serious. It was a very serious lie that prejudiced the trust he had in me, and I only lied because of fear and immaturity. But I should have been braver in order to tell him the truth.
What has been the biggest argument you and Christopher had?
The worst discussion we have had was that one regarding his book and the investigations he had been doing with our neighbors. That worried me a lot, and that is why I got aggressive and shouted, and he got stressed. This all resulted in a big argument.
Based on your entire life, what do you regret the most?
I regret having been one of the causes for losing my wife, having stopped loving and caring for her as much as she deserved. I regret having lied to my son and acted so aggressively with him many times.
Were you restricting Christopher about the finding who killed Wellington because you were the one who killed him, or you were really trying to protect him?
Partly, it was for both reasons. I wanted to protect him because I knew that knowing it would cause him a lot of pain since he had affection for the dog. But at the same time, it was because if he knew that I killed him, our relationship would be affected and he would lose confidence in me.
Thank you, Lord, for responding all the questions with honesty and for taking the time to respond the questions of our lovely audience. Unfortunately, we have run out of time and the show is coming to an end.
Well, it has been a pleasure. I hope I can answer many more questions at another opportunity.
Thank you a lot. Now, remember to connect tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. to continue listening to our program so you can get to know your favorite people here in this show. Bye. Have a great afternoon. We'll be waiting for you tomorrow.